Hey guys, this is Hell Hades and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. So today we are back to an account takeover. I've not done one of these in over a week, so it feels like this is a good time to get going. We have got CYA as our as a person that needs to take over today. It's basically said to me, Hell Hades, crack on with anything you need to do. Just basically like free reign on gems, free reign on silver, free reign on shards. But he would like to see his arena team performing better, and he would like to get a better kind of damage set on clan boss. So I think what we might do, I just want to make sure my settings are good here because it feels like I'm a little bit slow. No, it's all good. Yeah, so I think what we're going to do is just have a bit of a snoop around, see what we've got to play with here. So the Great Hall, yeah, he's made a similar mistake to what a lot of people do actually. So he's invested quite a lot of time in attack, which I think is probably the worst stat in the game in the Great Hall. I kind of get it if you've got somebody that you're struggling to get through some levels in terms of like campaign farm, but I would probably stick at maybe level 3 and get yourself crit damage rather than attack. Attack will do a lot less than crit damage, and crit damage will benefit everybody, every single champion in your game. But it looks like he's kind of reversed that and then started going for accuracy, which is the right thing to do. So accuracy is your kind of number one. A bit of crit damage for your campaign farmer, but then I would go accuracy, crit damage, defense, and then stack defense. Defense for me is the best stat in the game for survivability, for clan boss, for arena, anything like that. So defense for me is the winner in terms of once you've got your accuracy going. This is not too bad though. So we've gold 4 arena team. And yeah, basically just wants to get to a better place on that. Let's just have a quick look on clan boss. So it's a new reset, so he won't have hit the clan boss yet, so I want to see which one he's hitting most often. And what am I doing? I know that he's just leveled up a couple of guys, so this should be pretty fun actually to get some new personal best going for him. So yeah, so he's hitting brutal, and is he top chest in this? Grandmaster chest. Straight in the bin, flat stat. Sorry, see ya. Straight in the bin. Okay, a bit more silver to play with today. Grandmaster, yeah, top chest in this. So I think ideally he'd like to be moving on to Nightmare now. So with the team he's got, I think Nightmare's definitely possible. I'll show you what I'll show you in here. So what he'd normally be running is Kale lead, Tyrell, Bad L, Razin, and Juliana. So we've got 2 poisoners, decrease attack, decrease defense and weaken, and then another poison. So actually 3 poisons and a healer. I mean, what I would say, even before I do anything in terms of gearing or anything, is a real simple one, but that instantly is a lot better. Having your Tyrell take the hit from the clan boss for the stun, having a defense lead instead of an HP lead. Something so simple is already way better than what we had before. But anyway, let's get into having a look at what we're doing in arena. So that's the second priority. So clan boss and arena, so it's going to be good fun. So arena, just have a look at what the arena defense is. So we've got speed lead. We've got AoE, decreased defense, we've got a nuker, and then we've got somebody there to support. So it's quite a good composition. Speed lead into more speed. Somebody that can revive, AoE, decreased defense, nuke. So that feels okay. And let's see, we've probably got the same, I would guess, offense as well. So we need to see who we have got to play with here. So let's start by thinking about the clan boss team, and then I think we're going to the arena team. Let's just have a quick look at the full roster. Actually, before I do that, I'll just check we haven't got anyone hiding in the vault. That would be useful. So what we got? I'm actually quite keen to try this girl out for clan boss, but it's not probably right for this account because we've already got Juliana maxed, we've got a Kale maxed for poison, but I think she could be quite good for poisoner. For your team, there's actually not much more here. I think we've already got enough out. So okay, let's see what we've got then. So clan boss, we're looking for decreased defense lead. We've already got a Tyrell maxed, so he is probably going to be prime place to do that. He's not maxed out in his steals. This is quite important actually. If you do have books, Tyrell is really useful for books. We do have a Jareg as well. He's not maxed out yet, and he doesn't have any books. So if the two of them were both booked, then and you've got Razin in your team, Jareg becomes the better champion for you. But as it is, we can't use him with this ability only having a 35% chance to proc decrease attack. It's too unstable for your team. So I think Tyrell becomes your decrease attack lead. I think Razin is definitely going to be in there for his decrease defense and weaken ability. So we've got two. I think we have Bad L is a kind of definite in any lineup really for Clan Boss, or for most lineups anyway. So he brings poison in, he brings sustainability. We then need one more poisoner, which probably will be Juliana, and then we will have this counter attacker come in. So he's fairly new to Sia's lineup, and he's been grinding out the masteries whilst we've been chatting, so he is good to go in. So I'll do his masteries, I'll get him in the team. So it feels like a really solid 5 there, so that's good. And it feels like a 5 that is definitely capable of doing Nightmare, which is cool as well. So that will be Clan Boss, and then I think for Arena we'll come to in a bit. Let's get Clan Boss geared up first. So let's have a look through what the team's current setups are. For Nightmare Clan Boss, we want to be running at least 171 speed, so we're a bit slow for Tyrell here. Defense is not bad, 3k, 3.1k. We could probably do with a bit more defense, but it's not bad. Accuracy is too low, so we want to be looking at about 170 accuracy to take on Nightmare. And then the rest of the stats really are what they are. So if I was to look through these items here, I thought this would happen, so I thought that crit rate looks high. We've got crit rate gloves on. Instantly, you just want to kind of switch those out to defense gloves. Defense chest is good, and speed boots are good in an accuracy set which he needs, so I'm quite happy with that. We've got a resistance banner on, but we've got no other options. Ideally, you have an accuracy banner here. We've got an attack-based amulet, which is probably about as bad as it could get for Tyrell. I'm guessing he's got it on there for the accuracy. Yeah, so I mean, I would still switch this amulet in to give us more defense and find accuracy somewhere else. Because an attack base, this is giving you nothing at all. These two stats are giving you pretty much nothing. So this whole piece of gear, all it's being used for is that 15 accuracy, which is a real waste. And then the ring, we've got a defense ring with an HP roll, defense roll, and it's got a roll into attack, which is not ideal, but the rest of this is very good. And I think that would stay. So Tyrell, a bit of work to be done there. We want to get the speed higher, we want to get his accuracy higher, and we want to get his defense a bit higher. Let's look at Razin next. So Razin has got good accuracy. It's really, really slow. Really slow. That's nowhere near the right speed. So we want to be, again, above 171 speed. Defense is very good. Accuracy is very good. The rest of the build is fantastic. If that speed was 171, I'd be like, wow, this is a perfect build. It's not, which means he's not got speed boots on. He's got defense boots, which I do recommend people trying to do. But the only way you really do it when you're at this kind of level of gear is by running almost like a full speed set to get there. So if they were defense boots here and you had a fit speed roll like this is a really good piece of gear, by the way, then you can probably make it happen by building up a whole speed set on him with defensive stats. So, but with this current setup, he's not doing enough hits, and that's what he's in there for. So need a bit of a rework here. Bad El Kazar, we've got good speed, pretty good accuracy as well, that's nice. Defense is too low, and the rest of it is good. So he's probably got crit rate gloves on, I would imagine. Yeah. So I would be swapping these crit rate gloves out for defense gloves, and I'd imagine this is probably defense, that's good. HP here, so I'd prefer that to be defense, and accuracy here, which is good. So a bit of work to be done here, but it's not. This one's not drastic. We just need a lot more defense. You kind of want to go defense on this chest. You want to go defense on these gloves, and the rest of that is good. So he's got a bit of a rework, but not too bad. Let's go into Juliana. So Juliana, we've got good accuracy. We've got very high crit rate. I think her skill procs off crits. This procs off crits. But she does get she gives herself an increased crit rate buff. Places poison 3 turns if it's critical, yeah. So I don't have a massive kind of feeling that Juliana is an amazing poisoner. Loads of people do. I don't really get it. She doesn't dish out that much poison. She does do a HP burn as well, which is nice on her A3. She's fully booked out here, so she's got 100% chance to lay an HP burn for 3 turns, which is great. But on a 5-turn cooldown, she places a poison debuff for 3 turns. It just feels like the poison dish out here is so low. I don't really get it. I don't get why people are so obsessed with Juliana being such an amazing champion. For me, I actually think Kale is probably a better bet for this team. I think Kale will dish out more damage than this Juliana would in terms of the amount of poisons he can lay. The only challenge with Kale is that he's got a smaller version of the poison in his A1. I actually think this girl now, can't really say her name, so I'm going to call her Jane. I think Jane is probably better than the Juliana now. Where's she gone? Jane, where are you hiding? Where is she? I actually can't see her. I'm sure everyone's looking at it saying, you've gone past her 12 times. I cannot see where she is. Oh, here she is. Right, okay. So, yeah, Jane, I think her skills now, she's got an A1 which has got a 90% chance of placing the big version of poison when she's ascended. You can get that up to 100%. So every hit she places a big poison. Then she's got an A2 which increases the duration of debuffs, which can be on a 4-turn cooldown. So she can place a poison which is on for 2 turns. So you think about it, every time you've got a counterattack, you've got 100% chance of laying a poison. So after 2 turns, she could have 4 poisons up. And then she could lay her next ability, which increases the duration of all debuffs by a turn. So she can increase your poison by an additional turn. Before you know it, I think she's actually really good now. I think they've really done a good job on changing her kit. So this, for me, is a much better poisoner now than Juliana. By a long way, I'd say. By a long way. So anyone who's kind of sitting on Jane and does not have a poisoner yet, or is kind of thinking, maybe Kale's my only option, I think she's really good now. But we're not in a place to use it in this account. We don't have the resources to do it, but I'll definitely be recommending that this that she gets kind of leveled up and replaces Juliana in this team. But we'd have to go with what we got. So I think I'm gonna actually build Kale up. It's a difficult choice. Let me just check their base defense. Base defense 881. So Kale's got a better base defense, which means I can keep him alive for longer. I think he's going to do more damage for me in terms of poisons. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And I don't need to invest so much of my resource into crit rate, so I can make him even kind of more tanky. So Kale's going to be my poisoner. I'd be interested in your comments. If anyone's running Juliana and is seeing something that I'm missing on her kit, please tell me. I don't get it. I don't get why people rate her so highly. And then lastly, we're going to get this Skull Crusher into the game. So currently he's not really built. We're going to build him up to be a tank. We're going to build him in lifesteal gear, so that's right. And we're going to get his masteries done. So let's crack on then with... I think I'm going to start with Skull Crusher actually, because he is most in need. Before I do that actually, I'm just going to go and do my gear cleanse. So I know we've got tons of items here. I also know that we're probably going to see a bunch of stuff that's probably never going to be used. So stuff like this, it's a 4-star HP set. It's the chance of him using these items is pretty much 0. I mean, I guess you might use it. The chances, though, I think is a 0, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Same with that attack-based chest, 3-star in life still. In life, sorry. You may as well just lose those items. I did notice when I was looking earlier, and I'll show you this before I kind of switch off the view for me doing this. So I get that this is potentially a good roll for someone who's just trying to go fast, and that is worth rolling on. There's a flat stat, usually it goes straight in the bin. This one's got speed on it and it's in the speed set. So you do roll this up, you see if you get a couple of hits on speed, and if you do, then this could be your speed lead in the arena. That's the only place you'd really use them, but it can be your speed lead in the arena, so I get this one. But there's quite a few bits and pieces in here which are just not as worthwhile. Where did I see it? Maybe it was in the... yeah, maybe it was here. So we have got flat stat attack on gloves, rolled up to 16. I mean, this one should just go straight in the bin. I can't see anyone that's going to want to use this item. I feel bad. I'm not going to sell it because he's invested so much in it, but it's just... whew, this one's even worse. This one's even worse. HP flat stat. I mean, he's got some okay rolls on it, but it's just, it's nowhere near as good as a percentage stat. If I was to just look at that piece of gear in isolation, so if we were trying to put that piece of gear on this champion now, who's got pretty average base HP set, so we give him additional 2,300 HP, which is around 15% of his base. 15, and you compare that to a 5-star, if he's got any here, or even a 4-star piece that's only rolled to level 8, we're already gaining more HP. 19%, already gaining more. So if you then compare it to a 5-star piece, which gets up to 50%, it's not even close. You gain about an extra 35% HP using percentage HP versus flat stat HP. So the only time I would keep flat stat gloves, flat stat chests, would be in this sort of situation where you're seeing if you can get a speed roll on a speed piece for your arena lead. That's the only time I would do it. So bit of cleansing to do here, bit of work to do, and then we can get on to gearing these champions. Right, here we go. So we've got a built Skull Crusher. Currently there's no banners, and we're a little bit tight on silver on this account. So what I'd always advise when you're tight on silver, make sure you roll your gloves, your chest, and your boots up to maximum level. It's really important. But anything else, keep it to level 12 until you've got enough silver to roll it up higher. So what I've done here is I've pushed Skull Crusher's speed to 171, so he's speed tuned for Nightmare Clan Boss. I have got 3k defense, which is not bad. I'd advise to try and get to 4k eventually, but we're working with the gear we've got here. And don't need any accuracy, and then after that it's just a case of can we get more HP or can we get more crits. So ideally you would have a banner in here which is a defense banner with some speed on it, so you can take some speed out of the build up the top. Ideally you'd have 5 or 6 star items, but ultimately you're working with what you've got here. So I've gone defense, speed, lifesteal set, because he's going to take a bit of a beating, and he is good to go. We do need to sort his masteries out, so let's do that now. So standard kind of set for clan bosses to just come down this diagonal and then straight down for anyone who's got a single hit, like Skull Crusher has. And then for Skull Crusher, you want to go defense second, so you don't need any accuracy, which is the main reason for going on the other tree. So you go defensive into reduced damage from AoE hits, into chance to remove a debuff when they lose more than 25% of their health. That's for the stuns later on in the game. Then into this one, which reduces the damage for every hit he takes. And then what you would do is you'd come into this retribution to give him a chance to counterattack, and then into deterrence. So waiting on a bit more in terms of scrolls. So we're only like 13 scrolls off of being able to do this one. And then we've also got this one which makes him hit harder when he's full HP, which should be all the time. And then this one for the end of the encounter, so that he starts gaining some health back when he's low health. You don't really want any of these. What would I take here? Increase ally resistance, probably not that worth it. That's not really worth it. There's not really any here that you want to take. I guess you could take this one and maybe get a little bit more damage towards the end of the fight if some of the teams start to drop. probably the best one, I'd say. So that's Skull Crusher. So yeah, let's have a look into his setup then. So we've got the 171 speed, which is perfect. He's got his life steal set on. He is good to go. Is he booked up? He's not booked. That's actually quite a problem. You really, really, really need this booked down to 3 cooldowns. 3 turn cooldown. Let's just see if he's got any books. No books. That's a problem actually. So that's going to mean that we run completely out of sync with what we need to do for Nightmare Clan Boss. So the whole speed tune setup has actually just backfired on me. I'm not going to be able to. I'll still run it as a speed tune comp, but because he's not on a 3 turn cooldown, he's actually not going to keep everybody in the right speed all the time, which is a shame. So we're not going to have counter attack up all the time, which is going to dramatically affect our damage that we do. So let's go on to Tyrell. Tyrell, I have moved up to 173 speed. So we've improved the speed. We've got the accuracy up to 181, which means he's going to land his debuffs. We pushed the defense over 3k, so 3.3 is not bad. And yeah, so his setup is pretty good. So again, we've kind of gone defense gloves, defense chest, speed boots, and then we've got a defense ring, which is quite nice. This amulet is only on because I wanted the accuracy. I would prefer a defense amulet with the accuracy on it. And this is the kind of main hindrance at the moment. We've only got a resistance banner. So if that was an accuracy banner, I could rework the type of sets that I'm putting him in and perhaps get some better stats out of them. But I had to get 2 sets of accuracy stuff up the top here to get to my 170 plus accuracy. Even that's probably on the borderline low. So bit of a fight on this one to get to the right sort of stats, but we just about got there. He, as we know, is not fully booked either. So 1 more book here would be really helpful, or 2 more books there, sorry. Let's just check his masteries. So he's actually set up to, he's not set up to be speed tuned. Just see if this is a free roll. It is, so I'm just going to reset him. So he would have the same kind of base set as what we just done there with Skull Crusher. So this is kind of your standard A1, which has got 1 or 2 hits. And then we want the accuracy from his build. So we're going to go accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. Avoid these 2 into the book. You want this for when you use them on things like Spider. And then you definitely want this, which increases his chance to land his debuffs. This helps as well because it extends the debuff sometimes. And then you probably come back over here and just gain these extra bits of damage and healing. That's Tyrell. Tyrell's in good shape. Let's have a look at Razin. So Razin, we have got over the 171 as well. 4.1k defense, that's really good. Okay accuracy, could do with a bit more accuracy. Probably could do with at least another 20 accuracy from his build. And again, we've got the same sort of problem here. So we've got defense banner, we could do with an accuracy banner. We've got an HP ring, we could amulet, we could do with a defense one, but we needed that accuracy. We've got a defense ring. This is a really nice ring for him, so that's good. And then what we've got at the top here is defense percentage gloves, defense percentage chest, and speed boots, the same as what we've seen on everyone else. And then the rest of it is just kind of getting the stats I needed to try and push as many of these different areas as I could. So he's in okay shape. Needs to pretty much all of these just need more spider runs to dramatically kind of change them again. So Bad L is going to be my quickest. He's at 186, which means that he would always cleanse on the 3rd turn. So even on auto, he will cleanse on Nightmare Clan Boss. He has got good accuracy, over 200, 220. He's got decent defense at 3.2. This is a really good build. This is a really good build. We've got defense gloves, defense chest, you've guessed it, speed boots, same again. We've got a defense ring, which we could roll up and get a bit more defense on. HP amulet, which again, I'd rather it was a defense amulet. Didn't have one. And then we've got a good accuracy banner with a speed roll. So this is kind of perfect banner for Bad L. So his gear is looking very sharp. And then I've decided to go with Kale as my poisoner. So Kale, we've moved on to 2.7k defense. I'd rather it went over 3k. We've got 174 speed, so again faster than the Skull Crusher and faster than just basically faster at 171. 188 accuracy, which is decent. So he is in good shape as well. So I think we're just going to go ahead and run it. As I said, we really could have done with that skill book. So we're not far from getting a couple of books here. What's going on with this? Equip people. What do we get for this? Energy. I'm just going to cut off here and see if I can quickly do these two things to get these books. Okay, so we didn't have the gear we needed to finish those challenges, but I'll advise him just to get those done because that will give him the books he needs just to get that Skull Crusher done. So let's jump into a fight then. Nightmare in his clan, so we've got it still on Void, which is what we want really for a test. We're going to change some bits around here. So we're going to go Taywell lead, Razin as the support secondary, Kale's going to be in my poison team, Bad L in there, and Skull Crusher last. Now, because we've got counter attack here, just to remind people, counter attacks are not based on speed, they are based on the position where you put your champions. So this is position 1 at the lead. Taywell will always counter attack first. Position 2 is this one. Position 3 is this one where Kale is. Then Bad L, position 4, and position 5 is Skull Crusher. What's really important is that you put your decrease attack person ideally in position 1 if they're your lead. If they're not your lead, then they should be in position 2 because decrease attack is the most important debuff to keep up. So just bear in mind your counter attack 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if you've got a potential to counter attack with your counter attack champion, then you put them here. If you have a debuff extender, you would put them in position 5 so that all of the debuffs land with the counter attacks, and then your debuff extender goes last and extends them all. So a bit of a tip there. Let's get into this and see how we get on. So this composition could run on auto. If Skull Crusher was booked, it would run on auto really, really well. Because he's not booked, it will be easier to get good damage by doing manual. With someone like a Kale, you want to use this additional poison as often as you can. That's where his damage comes from. I'm going to land decreased defense to start with so that everyone gets more damage, and land the weaken here, get my counter attacks up, and then you'll see we've got basically maximum potential damage now from our kind of starting lineup. And then pretty much you'll run it through, as I say, without I might as well do A1 to get poisons keep going up. Without Skull Crusher having his reduced cooldowns, this is going to dramatically affect my damage because I'm going to have to basically ride out turns where I won't use the counter attack even though it's up. And that's not ideal. It might also throw out where the clan boss actually hits. And you'll see on this setup, I don't have lifesteal on everybody because Bad L is very good at keeping people alive. I prefer, if you've got Bad Alcazar, to not run lifesteal but get the important stats you need from other items. So always, because he's speed tuned, he always clears his debuff on the 3rd hit, which means that we're always coming back to 2 poisons and a clean kind of slate. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll run this through and then I will hook you back in when we are nearly done. Okay, so we've lasted 7 minutes, which isn't that long. We've done 13 million damage. So we are bang on kind of free key territory. If we got that book into Skull Crusher, we would be kind of very, very smooth free key territory. So pretty good, pretty good. Dramatic sort of step up from where we were kind of hitting brutal. So happy with that. That's decent. There's still plenty of work that can be done on that team as well, just by getting some more gear going. So I think let's get into some shenanigans in the arena. We've got some good champions here for arena. We've got some hard-hitting ones like Fushan. We've got Zardgala. We have got Kaimar. We have got Apothecary for kind of speed boosts. We've got Biggin, who is insane. So what I've done is I've put some decent gear onto Biggin. I've reworked Kaimar slightly. I've put Apothecary in faster gear, and so if you look at Apothecary, I put him some offsets just to get some decent speed rolls onto him. So I'm thinking to go Kaimar speed lead into, and I want to test both of these, Fushan or Zardgala. into, sorry, Kaimar into Apothecary, into Fushan or Zargala, into Biggin. And I'm hoping that I get kind of like a one-shot team going here. So this is kind of speed dynamics, really. What you're looking for is a decent speed lead. Lord Rab's decent, actually. He could do the same role that I'm putting Apothecary in to do. Probably, I mean, is he the better champion? Maybe he is the better champion. But the only reason why he might be the better champion is because he can do the revives as well. But he doesn't give me as much. He doesn't give me the speed or speed buff. He just gives me a turn meter boost. So I want the speed buff on the team as well. So that's why I've gone here. So let's try Zargala into my Biggin first. So team power's not going to be that high. We're pretty short on silver now to do too much more with gear. So it's all about making the use of what we got. So we've got the speed, just about the speed win. So we speed up. Biggin comes in. Oh, I've got those around the wrong way actually. I wanted Biggin to be a bit slower than Zargala. So I think we go with the chance to stun. We've got one stun off, which is probably the one we wanted. Now with Zargala, she's got this ability here, Devastate. If she kills someone with Devastate, she goes straight into Crack Armor on the same turn, which is actually mental. So I could go in here, kill her, kill the Kale, straight into my Crack Armor, and basically do a double ability. Great thing about Kaimar then is you've got two options. I can either sleep the opponent. What I've done with Kaimar's build is I've got him high accuracy so that this works. Or I can give everybody on the team another 20% turn meter, which is going to mean that Apothecary gets to go again, but probably not anyone else. So we're going to go for the sleep. Got the sleep. And then we're just going to go in. There's no chance of me losing this, but I'm just kind of giving you an idea of the way we're going to work it. And finally, Zargala will finish him off. So Zargala's a little bit slower than I'd like, actually. Let me just have a quick play around with that. So I don't want Biggin going before her. So Biggin is what, 177. Zargala is 176. Okay. This will do. Can actually see if I can get a bit more speed out of the speed rail as well. But yeah, so if you see here, I started off with about 20 million silver, and it's cost me the best part of 18 million just to do that gearing that I did there on that clan boss team. So when people say, can you do a takeover and I've only got 5 million, pretty much it's impossible to do. Not impossible, you just don't get anywhere near the same sort of gains. Also, when people say to me, why don't you do more completely free-to-play players? I've got nothing against doing a free-to-play player. I actually just do the ones that come into me that I've kind of got time to fit in. But I still need silver to work with, and I still need items to work with. Otherwise, it's impossible to do anything. If there's no items at all and there's no silver, it's just impossible to do anything. So a lot of free-to-play players are completely starved of silver, which makes it quite hard to do. So here we go. So we've bumped up our team power a bit. We've got a bit more speed now on the Zargala. Let's see if we can beat this team. So it looks pretty good. So now we go into the Zargala. So in this instance, I'm going to go straight onto Crack Armor because I need reduced defenses for my Biggin to then hit hard. Reduced defense across the board. Now I can either go in for my stun hit or I can go in for this one. I think the Molten Slag hits harder, so we're going to go in for that. Decent double hit, taking one out. I'm going to go for reset ability. So not only does this give me more turn meter, it resets everybody's ability. So I can do those same cycle of abilities again if I wanted to. Speed up again. See the way this? I'm just completely controlling the fight because I've got double sets of speed going, and bang, down they go without having a turn. That's where Kaimar is better in the arena. Some people will use his sleep as his main ability. I prefer to make him go slower than the rest of my team and then basically get everybody's abilities straight back. So we're going to do the same again. And you watch this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the unkillable here. So another way you can use Kaimar, provided it's still my turn, I can remove this debuff now with his ability. take her out of the game. There's the threat gone. Probably just want to heal up my big un. Need to think about someone that I might be able to kill to activate this ability. There's probably not anyone here I can kill if we didn't do enough damage with big un. My best chance is actually this guy, but he's asleep. And I don't really want to wake him up. Or do I? Actually, yeah, I do want to try it. Yes! That's what we wanted. Got the kill. He's out of the game. Look for stuns. Didn't get them. But we're pretty safe. I'd say actually he hits quite hard. So let's go for the reset abilities now. Go back in with the... So he's got block debuff up, so I don't want to waste my decreased defense just yet. He hits hard actually. Good effort. So I think I'm going to try and get my stun off. Didn't get it. Just go in my A1. I can now go in my decreased defense. And Big Un will finish it off. Or will he? God, this guy's tanked. This is actually unbelievable. He's had a single target nuke my team. It's quick as well. Wow. Anyone who's got this starter champion Jizu and sits on him, there you go. Good effort, Spoon. Good effort. I was worried more about the Skull Crown than the Jizu there. So here we go. Let's get into normal setup here. So I need to activate. If I get stun off here on the Skull Crown, then I don't need to worry about doing the cleanse. But cleanse is important here. I want to make sure that I can kill her. Let's just keep myself alive here. Try and get the kill, which I should do. Yeah. Zargala's built well. She's got a decent amount of damage. Big Un could do some more crit, but I don't have the silver or the items just yet. So we just go in A1s. Not much more to do until we get rid of this unkillable. Just keep people alive for now. Not that he's likely to kill us. Even this stun's not going to last because he just wipes it off on his... He's got a passive that just kind of wipes those stuns off. Here we go. Down he goes. Nice. So I think this team's working pretty well. I'm just going to try and switch in the... actually, let's try in this one. Team that we lost to. Let's see what happens if we switch out Zargala and put in the Fushan. It's a different sort of kit on Fushan, but he's still pretty effective in the arena. So I'm going to go stun this time. Got one stun off here, that's good. We know he's a threat. So I can either go decrease defense across the board, or I could try and go stun across the board. It's going to have 20% chance to hit. I've got one stun already, so I'm going to go for decreased defense. I'm then going to recycle those abilities. Go in with his big hit. It's pretty nice. I can now go in with my stun hits because he's come off of stun. Got a stun off here, that's great. Just keep myself healthy. Try and get some sleeps away. But that's good, I got sleep there, that's what I wanted. Now, he's AoEs anyway, so I might as well just go in. I'm not getting any stuns off, I guess his accuracy is just too low. And we need to kill this Jizu before he absolutely annihilates me again. Which I think we should be alright. I was surprised last time when he came back. Oh, come on, yes. Good, and that is going to be cakewalk from there. So, yeah, maybe this is... I like the idea of having some options depending on who we're up against. So I think Fushan and Zargala being interchangeable is pretty good. Also, when you get to less speed-orientated teams, all of these are speed-orientated because of the level we're in. But when you get to less speed-orientated teams, it's good to have alternatives to just speed leads to be able to take them on. Let's just go stun. No stuns again. Let's try stun them with Fushan. Got one off, which is probably the most important one. Recycle abilities. Well, that's a big hit from Elthane there, actually. Good effort. I think we'd have a big hit. Nice. Now we go with decreased defense across the board. Here I'm going to clear away all of these buffs. I could wait until she does her counterattack, but I'm going to do it early because I think we might be able to just kill them before that even comes on. Oh, not quite. That could be dangerous now. Really thought Big was going to do it. I need some more crit on this Big, and he's just not hitting hard enough. We've got a few turns until this cools down. I think we've got enough damage between us, so this should kill her. Oh, it didn't. She's going to ride us close. Come on, boys, do something. And she's dead. Okay. Okay, not bad. So it feels like we're in pretty good shape with this team. It's definitely a team that can sort of ride through Gold 4 quite easily. If anything, we probably need a bit more speed on Apothecary. We probably need a bit more crit on my 2 damage dealers just to kind of put some icing on the cake. But yeah, otherwise it's good. So I think we would go for the recycle. Oh, that damage. That is, I mentioned her before, Talia. I think that's Talia. She does pretty insane damage. Let's just leave that a second. Let's try and see what happens if I swap out the team. Yeah, Talia. She's one of the hardest hitting the epics in the arena. People don't realise how good her A2 is. It hits really hard. So let's swap that around and see if I can't just take her out before she gets a chance to do it. Still, yeah, should do. Yeah, I probably prefer this setup, I think. The Zardala's built really well. But yeah, Talia is, again, somebody that's worth investing some time in if you've got her. She can hit really hard. Let's get some more speed going. Decrease defense across the board. Don't really want Skull Crusher to put his abilities up. I can't do much about it here. If I speed up, yeah, maybe we will. Will we get another turn? We might not get another turn, so I'm actually just going to try and get the kill and sleeps off. Kill off, got the sleep off there. See, she slept, which meant she didn't get to use her ability, which means we've not got the decreased defense coming on us. Now I can probably kill her with this ability and activate my crack armor again. See that? So she puts her triple hit in again, which just sets us up nicely now for the nukes. Now we do the recycle and get everything back again. Down he goes. And that is that one. So yeah, so this is a nice team. This is, I really like Kaimar in a team, but I like him to be the slowest champion. I think at that stage he's about as effective as he can be, just resetting everyone's ability. Let's do this last one, use the last token up. See if we can get another win just to finish it off. So this is quite a tanky team. This, oh, that's good. It's good to get a kill out of that. We've got one stun off here as well. We're obviously going to get him doing his main ability. Maybe if I sleep, no, I'm going to save this to clear off all the buffs. So I think we just go for reset. Reset, speed up. Going to take some hits. Now I'm going to try and clear all of this off. All of it gone, and they're all asleep. That's good. Heal probably Mazagala. Are we going to get a kill with this? Might do. Oh, she was feared. Big and lays down some nukes. 2 down, 1 to go. He's not looking happy. Nice. Yeah, this team's good. We're in a good place with this team. So we have moved into Nightmare Clan Boss free key territory. We've got an arena team that is flowing quite nicely. My recommendation really is to get a book on Skull Crusher's A2, to get Tayrell's A1 booked, or to bring J-Reg in and get J-Reg's A1 booked up and replace Tayrell with J-Reg. That would be an improvement on where the team is right now. I would also recommend getting our friend Jane, wherever she's gone, up and leveled to replace Kale as the main poisoner. I think she's the best poisoner in this team as it stands. And then for the arena, I'd recommend more speed on Apothecary. So that means we probably need to get them to 6-star and get a banner with some speed on it. Turn these two into speed pieces, but with some rolls. There's also a long way you can go. So we've only got one speed roll here, no rolls, just one single speed. You can actually just farm, campaign, and improve this piece really quickly. Only got one roll here. We've got the small version of boots. So there's a long way that this account can go to improve. You can also improve on Kaimar's speed as well. It's quite low. And Bigger needs a lot more crit damage and attack as well. So there's a long way to go, but this account is in good shape for where we are. So look, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I've been Hell Hades, and this has been another Hell Hades account takeover. Catch you later.